Hi, I'm live from DragonsAteOurName and welcome to the Forgotten City! Time loopy puzzle games are kind of a staple of this channel now, so I couldn't pass this one up. We are exploring a city in ancient Rome that has undergone some sort of disaster. And we need to find out what the hell happened. Let's go into the game. A message from the developers. This game was developed by a core team of 3 people over 4 years. This is a mystery adventure with multiple endings. It rewards thoughtful conversation and exploration, not brute force. The fate of the city is in your hands. I will give it my best. Present day. Present day as in 2021? When this game released? Hello?
Hey, you're alive. When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So, wanna tell me who you are?
I don't know, you are not wearing a shirt, so I'm not sure what the situation is here. I mean, you're wearing a jacket, but no shirt underneath. Select your body type. Okay, yes. As pasty as it gets, I guess. Because I'm very boring, I always choose my name.
Well, it's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river? What's the last thing you remember?
I don't know, I just ate some lunch. I finished work. I was searching for ancient ruins. Archaeologists, years of studying history give you occasional insights into the ancient world. I was on a covert mission. Soldier, you have a military-issued firearm, but only 10 bullets. You'll have to use them judiciously, since there's no way to get more. No! I don't want to go around shooting people. I was on the run from the law. Fugitive, your time on the run from authorities has made you quick on your feet and you're 25% faster when sprinting. I don't know how much sprinting we are going to do in this game. Is that a useful thing to have? I barely remember anything. Amnesiac. Your recent head trauma has increased your pain threshold, making you 50% harder to take down. That might be a good thing, because I'm not good at running away and stuff. But I kind of want to go for the archaeologist, because that sounds the most fun.
Oh, you're an archaeologist?
Apparently.
Then you'll definitely want to hear this. I don't know if it's exactly what you're looking for, but there are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me. He went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped or injured or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him, so I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him. If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please?
You know, this seems like a situation where you disregard what the person made you promise and you just go look for them. This is very suspicious. Mind if I ask some questions first?
Oh, of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. I just... What do you want to know?
You are a little pushy, lady. I apparently just woken up from a coma here on the side of this river. I have no idea what happened to me, and you want me to go look for someone. What's your story?
Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean?
Not really. You're not even going to tell me your name?
Oh, I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you.
It's not the same to me. I would really like to know your name, creepy lady without a shirt. I really like to know, especially if I'm going to help you. Yeah! Why don't you want to tell me? Never mind. Yeah, I do want to know your name.
All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey. It's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
Okay. Fair. Well, thank you for saving my life, Karen. All those Karen memes have really ruined that name. Yeah, thanks for saving my life.
You're welcome. Always happy to help. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
You could have... Can't you just change your name? Isn't that a thing in America that you can do? I know that's not as easy in Germany, but... Who is Al?
He's the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other. I guess not. But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is.
Okay, so there's two people washing up in this river on the same day. That feels not coincidental. Where are we?
You really don't remember? We're in Italy. This river is the Tiber.
We're in Italy? I thought you're named Karen in Italy? You are American though, right? What can you tell me about the ruins?
Not much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts. Al...
You've grown attached to Al rather quickly, I feel like, for someone who just washed up on the shore. Have you tried calling for help?
What am I, an idiot? You could hike a long, long way
You're a
in
Karen.
any direction and never find another soul. Trust me.
Okay, that's all the questions I had.
Great. So you're ready to go look for Al?
Sure. I'm going in for the priceless artifacts, but I'll keep an eye out for it. No, I'm gonna...
Thank you.
help.
The entrance is just past those columns behind you. Please, hurry. Oh, and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
A flashlight, thank you. A heavy-duty battery-powered flashlight. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like that's very interesting. You can't do that game. You really can't. Rowboat! Inspect the rowboat. An old wooden rowboat. Karen must have used it to rescue me from the river. Oh god. There's a lot of lag. To raise the flashlight. Ah, alright. Can I lower the flashlight? I can. Does this flashlight run out of battery, or is this an endless flashlight? Enter the ruins. Sprinting is shift. That's good. Do we jump? Yes, we can jump. That's not a very nice water effect. Inspect the torch. A rusted metal torch, which must have been lit by Al. I'm going the right way. I said we know what Al does now, do we? Yeah, that's not a nice water effect. But 3 people, so I'm gonna be very gracious when it comes to the graphics. Another... Ooh, a note!
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten, all knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place."
Uh-oh, so if there's
Could an
gold, the
underground
gold
city
shower,
have
no
remained a
good.
secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there, against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm
no.
not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation. Or a warning.
Yeah, you might have been...
Alworth.
Alworth? You might have been showered with gold, so that might have been your resting place here. So he... Whoa! Okay. I should have seen that coming. And I didn't, and that's totally just my fault. Okay. So I'm guessing we were judged and not found particularly worthy. We were too heavy. So Al actually thought that there might still be people down here. I find that highly unlikely. Fun fact, I had Latin for 4 years. Oh, graffiti. And I cannot remember a single thing about it. Archaeologist insight. Always remember they are watching. Meminice semper vigilabant. Oh, oh, golden people. Hi. Hello. An archaeologist. I don't like you whispering in my ear. Had enough of that in Hellblade. The pretty murals. The art they made, it's pretty amazing how much is still around. And very sad how much was lost. We still have a lot of it in Germany too, especially where I live, like on the left side of the, or right side of the Rhine. It's very pretty. Ancient Roman cities. It's very pretty. And very spectacular too. Okay, you were running away and then you were made to gold? A Roman gladiator mid-stride. What could have made a gladiator flee? I don't know. A tiger? Okay, very suspicious. Okay, let's do that again. Fine. So maybe you aren't statues, maybe you are people. Oh no. I think the game just saved. Ever more statues. Oh, these halls, look at this. That's so freaking impressive. A young Roman woman. It looks like she was begging for her life. Oh, I can sneak also. I mean, they all look pretty terrified or at least surprised by whatever happened, so... I want to time travel now, please. I want to inspect everything. I don't know, I'm looking for Al. I don't want anything from you, voice. I just want Al. Golden statue. A Roman military commander. What? Attempting to scramble away from something. Will I lose my flashlight when I go back into the past? A Roman legionary in a state of terror. But what are you looking at? Ooh, this is a big chamber. Where are we going? Maybe we should like call out for Al or something. That seems like a good idea. This cavern is enormous. He would probably hear us. Oh! A hanged golden statue. An inscribed stone tablet.
To whoever reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, you'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. In here, there are only two options. Death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now, and find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
I mean, Al, that just kind of made it more interesting. So, you failed in your attempt to warn me. So, you were showered with gold. That's what this is. A golden statue of an old man wearing modern clothing. This must be Al, but how is that possible? Yeah, he said he spent a lifetime in here. So I'm guessing there's no time passing once you step through the portal. Yes, I'm so close now. I don't like this. Bones. Pile of bones. What way? A Roman man on his knees as if begging his gods for mercy. Yeah. Let me look around, woman. So demanding. Yes, I'm gonna go through the portal. Hey, time travel. Oh, Stargate. I'm going through the Stargate. Hooray! I always wanted to go through the Stargate. That made me happy. Thank you, game. Can I get back too? I don't have my flashlight any. Oh yeah, I do have my flashlight. I'm gonna shine that into everyone's face. Relief. Roman relief depicting a great circular portal and two women. I wonder who they could be. Figure out how to return to your original time. How do I already know that I'm in the wrong time? I didn't even step out of this area yet. Woo!
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
You speak English. That seems weird. I'm Lyle and I've just come from the future. Did they have a perception of future? Do they know what that means? Wait, are you speaking English? Oh, you are! You are saying that! Are you speaking English? He's probably not. I'm just... It's probably just translated into my language. Or this is a simulation and this is an experiment or something. Shrine of Proserpina?
Yeah, you know, agricultural goddess of springtime. You're not from around here, are you? Oh, I see what you did there. Changing the subject like that. Nice try. But I'll ask again. Who are you? And what were you doing in the shrine?
You know what? I'm gonna lie. I got lost.
Oh, is that right? Well, just make sure you don't get lost in any other sacred places you're not supposed to be. Can't have you disrespecting the gods by accident, can we now? But listen, most folk seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine.
So there have other people have come from the future? Or is he just saying you come from the outside? You're a barbarian.
Not laws, law. There's just one, the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, you coming?
Sure. For now, I guess.
When I first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community now. Only 23 of us at the moment, if you count the 3 who are missing. No idea how, since nobody knows a way out. But it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if you're not careful.
Oh.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your pretty new friend, Galerius?
Keep it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking her to see the magistrate.
That pompous old bore won't be magistrate for much longer. Anyone who helps vote him out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
Okay, I'm gonna vote against
Politics. I'd stay clear of it and her if I were you. She's... it's not my place to say. Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat.
Bye.
That one usually gets a chuckle.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Yeah.
Don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... Well, you know, I don't know what happened to her. Up here on your right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the Forum, where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo.
Okay.
Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this central plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Hilarious. You're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
You'd better go with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What does that mean?
What did you just say?
I said it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy.
What does it mean they're not like you and
My
me?
name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please.
What's this about?
I expect the magistrate wants to brief you about the Golden Rule. It shouldn't take too long. He's busy preparing for the election later today.
So they are stuck down here, is kind of what I got from Galerius. Somehow they managed to cut themselves off. Alright, lead the way.
Follow me. The only thing you really need to understand right now is the Golden Rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9. Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the Golden Rule is exactly 10 times worse. The magistrate can explain the rest. Who's up these stairs?
10 times worse than...
Another one fresh out of the baths, I take it.
Aren't you like a little bit surprised that there's a newcomer here when you cut yourself off from the rest of the world and no one knows a way out? Wouldn't you be like clawing for an explanation? I don't know, that feels like something I would do. Oh, can I read this? No. Hello, magistrate.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name?
I'm Lyle.
A curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress.
I mean, you all
I see
have
you
British
the
accents.
piercing and astute eyes of Athena. You must be a woman of great learning. We're always happy to welcome another scholar to our little community. Equitia will be delighted to meet you, I'm sure. Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds of years ago.
Yeah, it's great. You have a great city here. It's so beautiful.
Indeed. More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months. 22 complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise.
22?
And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin?
You're 22 people, so I guess that's gonna be okay for a while, but I can't say I have.
Nor could I until I came here. But the reason for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." From what we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods.
and provoke a terrible punishment. Like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up. And now it seems that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask away.
Shouldn't I be looking like completely different from them? With modern clothing and a flashlight? Yeah, I don't know what's going on here yet. What counts as a sin here?
An intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries.
How are you stuck with 22 people here and still call this a city? Makes sense to me. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. What is legal isn't always moral, and many of your laws and customs are considered barbaric where I'm from.
Barbaric? Barbaric? What are you talking about? The Empire is the most civilizing force in the known world. Rome is a beacon of light in the darkness. For 800 years she has borne great statesmen, philosophers, poets, artists, and engineers. We have comprehensive laws protecting the rights of our citizens, which have unified countless warring tribes all across the Mediterranean and beyond, from Gallia to Judea. All our citizens are treated the same, regardless of the color of their skin or their sexual preference. Can you say the same? When our people are starving, they are given food rations. And when they are wronged, they have the right to bring the guilty party before the magistrate. Our laws forbid treason, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson, and so on.
You
No
also
other
had
civilization
slaves.
in the world is so advanced, and you have the hubris to call us barbaric?
Also, these laws only worked for a certain part of your civilization, for what you would call a citizen, and many people did not have citizenship in Rome, so, you know. Don't your laws allow slave ownership? Don't your people watch blood sports for entertainment? Don't women have fewer rights than men? Also, landowners have more rights than anyone else. Don't you persecute Christians? That depends on whenever this took place. Don't you practice collective punishment? Yeah, slave ownership.
Of course. What else would we do with those prisoners of war who would otherwise have been executed? And besides, there are laws for their protection as well.
Oh.
Of course, but with fewer rights come fewer responsibilities, and the right to be protected by their fathers and husbands.
Oh yeah, they were also property still in this time?
You mean the blasphemous cult responsible for burning down half of Rome last year? It's hard to blame the people for being angry about that.
Then I don't know exactly when this is set. Don't you practice collective punishment?
Are you talking about our practice of decimation? Of course. We could hardly unite all these warring tribes without a disciplined, formidable legion.
It's so funny that he's like, yeah, we are the peak of civilization. Then you list off all the things that sound really wrong, and he's like, yeah, of course we do that. Why wouldn't we? Where I'm from, we consider those things to be abhorrent.
Well, right now, you're a long, long way from home. I have made my pronouncement on the subject.
You have?
Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows. I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were you.
Now we need to get to know 22 people, apparently. What did you mean when you said Proserpina sent me?
You see, in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal.
Ooh.
It's said to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you?
What gave me away? The flashlight? You're right, I'm from 2,000 years in the future.
2,000 years? That is unfathomable.
Yeah.
Please, tell me, in your time, what did you see? What had become of us? Of this city?
You'd all been turned into golden statues.
I have imagined it, our downfall, 1,000 times. But it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it.
How does the ritual work?
All I can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions. I have to recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal. In this case, the sacrifice is rather more costly. The life of the person performing the ritual. I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future?
I did see human remains in the temple. That's also true, but if you are planning on doing this ritual, isn't that the crime? You're committing suicide, right?
I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you?
Sure, and then I will live here for the rest of my days. I'll do my best.
Well, I suppose that's all I can ask for.
Do I have to do this conversation every time we're going into this time loop? Do you have any suspects?
Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better.
How do I know you're not the person responsible?
Me? Why would you suspect me? I've just told you. I'm about to sacrifice my own life to ensure these people have a second chance. What reason could you possibly have to suspect me, of all people?
Fair. Is it a fair point?
I'm glad you think so. Without trust, without each other, we won't be able to prevent what is about to happen.
Come on, tell me what you really think. Yeah.
Well, all right. There are those who wish to vote me out of office so that they can pursue their own misguided political agenda.
Misguided?
Frankly, their selfishness and recklessness risk destabilizing the entire city. I would be looking very carefully at them if I were you.
If I do this, will you help me get back to my own time?
If I understand Proserpina's ritual correctly, that problem should take care of itself. Let me see if I can explain. If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the Golden Rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you'll have created a paradox. If this occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us. make sense?
Kinda. Alright, that's all the questions I had.
Ah, good. So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break?
Great
the
a time
golden
paradox.
rule?
I feel very Umbrella Academy. I'm in.
Wonderful. Now, I need you to investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them if it'll win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless, of course, you're asked to leave. Figure out who the culprit is, and as soon as you have a name, come back and tell me immediately.
I will.
Oh, and one last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum.
Why?
I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
Okay. Get right to it. So thank you so much. So the golden rule, everyone is gonna die. We need to figure out a way how to save these people and ourselves. And we will continue to do that, or start to do that, in the next episode, you guys. That was a cool introduction. I'm very intrigued. And I want to play more. So, see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Please, 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 stay safe, stay healthy. Bye bye und auf Wiedersehen.